Every month on the vlogging channel, I post a video called the coffee chat. And every month for the coffee chat, I always ask on Instagram for any suggestions that you have or questions that you have that you might want answered. And sometimes I answer them, sometimes I don't for various reasons. And one of those reasons is that sometimes I find a question that would make a really good video on its own. So today we're gonna dive into a question that I got over on the Instagram to put in the coffee chat for the vlogging channel, all about bundles and products and things like that. So I thought we would dive in and talk about bundles and whether you should bundle lots of products or have smaller products and bundle them, when's a good time to bundle them, and all of those good things. So let's get into it. Okay, so the question that I got on the Instagram to go in the coffee chat, to go on the vlogging channel, I'll link my Instagram. It's just becca.e.davis, and also the vlogging channel, which is just Becca Davis Vlogs, down below if you're interested in checking either of those out. In the vlogging channel, we do a lot of like behind the scenes, productivity, planning, vlogs, that kind of stuff. So anyway, the question that I got is from E. Archuleta, and it was like two boxes, but the same question. So it says, just started a new store. Is it okay to break up some of my bigger products into smaller products so that people can buy the larger product or the single as well as bundling? So the short answer to this is yes, definitely do this. From the very beginning, when we started talking here on YouTube about TPT like 7 years ago, I have been telling you to make product lines. A product line is a great way to increase the revenue in your store because what it is a series of products that all go together so that hopefully when someone buys one, they can buy more than one. So there's kind of two different ways that you can make a product line. You can have one activity with different concepts, which I think of as horizontally, or you can have one concept with different activities, which I think of as vertically. So for example, I have a whole bunch of write the room activities, and some of my write the room activities, each one is like a different season. So I have winter write the room activities that go over quarter note and quarter rest and half note and all those kind of things. You can get all the winter ones, or you could also do just all of the half note ones in all the different seasons. Or another example is if I have a Go Fish game that goes over half note, you could get all of the Go Fish games, or you could get lots of different games that all are like centers activities for half note. Does that kind of make sense? So it can be either one activity, different concepts, or one concept, different activities. Both of them are valid and people are looking for different ones. So some people will come and they'll just purchase one, but when you have those things that are in a product line, you have a much better chance of increasing that cart value because people are more likely to purchase the bundle or more likely to purchase more than one, because if they liked one activity, they'll probably like the other ones, right? Right. So from the get-go, I've always said, do product lines. They are a really good strategy for increasing your revenue. With those product lines, you then want to bundle them, which is a feature we have on TPT, which is lovely. I sell my stuff, you might know, on Etsy as well, and Etsy doesn't have this bundling feature, at least as of me filming this, and it's a pain because like you can make a bundle, but you have to like manually upload everything, and it's just not the same. So I really appreciate the bundling feature on TPT, and in that you can add those bundles. The great thing about this is not only, again, you can increase that cart value because people see them, but TPT links the bundles in the product description. It shows bundles like in different places, and it just is a really good way to increase that cart value and, you know, earn a little bit more money. So when it comes to making a product line, this is also a really great way to save some time. So I always suggest that you make a product line, have a template, and then use that template to create lots of different products so that it'll save you some time and again, make your store more cohesive and make it more likely that people will purchase more than one thing. This is a really good strategy. I highly recommend it, and it'll really help you to earn more money. So that's kind of one way to do it, is like, oh, I'm gonna make a product line and add all these things. This question, however, kind of seemed like it was on the opposite spectrum, which is it okay to take a big product and break it down into smaller things? I mean, the short answer would be yes, that's fine, because it's the same thing. We're creating bundles, we're creating more products. However, I would say to double check and make sure you're looking at things nicely. The only reason I say this is because I've had people who have talked to me about this before, and then they ended up like taking a product and breaking it into lots of other products, but the other products would be like 2 pages of worksheets and like a couple slides, and like on their own, they weren't worth a ton. they really were worth more altogether. So if you're looking at a product and it's a bigger product, but they kind of all need to go together, then just leave them as a bundle. But if you have a bigger product that can be broken into more things and they make sense on their own, then you can break them out into bundles. Also think of the price tag, because honestly, with the fees that we pay, I personally don't love having anything under $3. Do I have products under $3? Yes. Some of them are intentionally under $3. Some of them I have under $3, but people typically buy more than one at a time. So I do have some that are under $3, but there's always a reason. In general, however, I try to make my products at least $3, because that is just like the threshold of where it seems worth it to me, because I make enough money off each sale to actually, like, you know, be able to pay myself some money and pay my taxes and pay for fees and all the things that we pay for in a month. So do make sure that if you're looking at a bigger product and thinking about breaking it up, you want to think about your price tag. You also want to think about if those products make sense by themselves or if they only make sense together. Like I recently posted an ecosystem rhythm STEAM lesson where you could do it for science or you could do it for music. And in that project, there is a project that the students do. There's also worksheets, there's also manipulatives, and individually, they wouldn't have made a lot of sense by themselves. Together, they make a lot of sense, but individually, it wouldn't have been as valuable, so that's why I didn't do that. So it kind of depends on the price tag, how big the bundle is, or how big the product is that you're thinking about breaking up. If it's something like that, where it's like a couple worksheets, a couple manipulatives, it's maybe not worth it. If you have a product that's, $5, $6, it's maybe not worth it. But if you have a product that's, $15, $20, if it's a unit, those are the kind of things that you might want to think about breaking up, especially if it's over that $10 threshold. That's kind of the point at which it's like things get sticky, where it's kind of like, do I want to pay $10? I don't know. So that would be my rule of thumb, is if it makes sense for the products, for the pieces of the product to go by themselves, go for it. If you're going to make enough money from each one, and if the unit itself is enough money for it to, again, make sense and maybe incentivize people to purchase. And if you do that, then I would highly recommend that you have a page in there where you are linking to that bigger activity or that bigger product, so that then people can, get the smaller one and be like, oh, I like this, and then they can go and purchase that bigger one as a nice little upsell. So just a couple of things to think about if you're looking at bundles, if you're looking at a bigger product and wondering if you should break it into smaller ones. I hope all those things make sense. This video is actually really short, so I think that's all I had. Yeah, does it stand on its own? That's on how to teach. Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I had. So if you have a question, you can leave it in the comments or you can send it to me over on Instagram. I will, again, link those things down below. And hopefully that made sense. Hopefully that was helpful. That's all I got. Hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.